Take two, not two painkillers, mind. No. Take two, because this is the second time I've tried recording this video because it all went to shit yesterday. Yeah, so good morning guys. You catch me today heading over towards Tan Hill by mistake because I missed my turn off about 10 minutes ago, and this is the first possible left I could have taken. Now, if you've never been to the Tan Hill, it's actually, I think it's known as Britain's highest pub, and as you can see it's quite desolate and there's sheep all over the shop on cattle grids. Now, I've actually done a video on the Tan Hill before. I came here in, I think it was January, February, and it was quite bizarre. Oh, them sheep have all been shaved and it's bloody cold this morning. Yeah, it's quite bizarre because I left the house, it was like 10 degrees, which is not warm, but it's not cold. And when I got there was snow everywhere. So I'll put a link in the description so you can watch the video. It's a TikTok mine, so it'll take you away from YouTube. But it's worth seeing so you can get a varied idea of what the British weather is like. But it is lovely up here. It's a cracking ride out. 2 days ago I was riding up towards, I think it was Yorkshire somewhere anyways, and it was 35 degrees heat. It was incredible. It was like having a hairdryer being blown in your face. And today it's 11 degrees. It's flipping freezing. I had to stop and put my base layer on. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we always moan about or talk about the British weather in Britain, because it can vary so much. Someone camping over there in this little motorhome. Probably having a good old time there. Nice cup of tea. Looking across the beautiful prairie. I don't know if that's a prairie either. I keep on using these different terms. I don't really know if I'm saying them right. Prairie, I'm pretty sure that's somewhere where there's just grass. Well, that would be a prairie, I suppose, because that is grass. Yeah, so I'm sure you're sick of me yabbiting on at the moment. So what I will tell you is, at this point here, my original journey wasn't going to be along this road. It was to take a different road completely, which I did do the previous day, but the microphone wasn't working, so a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to copy and paste bits and bobs of the previous recording in with this one as well. So the roads might look a little bit different. It's because they are. So this is Bolton Castle, which is a castle I've passed many times. It's actually on a different route from the one I normally use. I was going to get the drone out, but there was a big sign there saying no drones, please. You can only respect what the owners want, so I didn't want to get the drone out. It's a shame because it's a lovely castle. It's got a coffee shop inside it. It's got a church there on the left. And it was busy as well. There's a lot of tourists around, so it was probably best that I didn't get the drone out. I shall just get rid of that warning sign. Yeah, it looks like there's some more people camping up there, which is bizarre because I didn't think you could camp here. I thought you got it wrong. In Scotland, you have a thing called the right to roam, which means you can walk on most land unless it's private, and you can camp on most land unless stated otherwise. They're maths, honestly. What the fuck? Look at all the people camping. There's a guy there with a motorbike. Yeah, so this is the Tan Hill, which is a lovely little place to stop and have a ride up to. In the summertime, it's fantastic. In the wintertime, not so much. And I've been there for coffee on numerous occasions, and chips with gravy. I often look at these abandoned houses, because after all, that's what this channel is about. History. I mean, look at that house there. It's huge. But would you want to live up here? With all the ghosts that probably roam the land? I wouldn't. Bye. Talk about there's not enough space in the UK to build houses on. Just saying, we're heading to a place called Unforgettable. I forgot the name of it. It's next to Richmond. It certainly wasn't called Unforgettable. Nope, it's gone. Bye. Because the destination is 37 miles away, and I've got 37 miles left in my tank. So I'm either going to run out or I don't make it. So here's the second little clip that's going to be inserted, which is Toft Gate Limekill, which is quite hard to say. Now, this is the approach to the signs telling you about Toft Gate Limekill. It tells you the history of it, when it was built, etc., etc. So yeah, you walk up here and you turn right, and the road the path sort of splits, and it's up to you which way you want to go round. So the first thing you'll notice here on the left is there's some rubbish bags. I'm not sure if it's the council's been collecting it, or some scumbags just left it there, which really irritates me, because the one thing I hate is littering. So at this point here, I think I'll actually point out the views, because it's an incredible view up here, because you're actually climbing a hill all the way to the top of the hill. But at this point here, I notice there's a little sign here, and I didn't know this was going to be here, and it's actually a right bonus, and it really made the trip worthwhile. There's a fence being put here because the other side of this bank there's actually quite a big drop, which is one of the entrances to the mine itself. And then I noticed this tiny little house with some bars on it, and I thought, I wonder what that is. And then I realised there's this big long wall here, but it looked really thick for just being a wall. Yeah, 20 years ago, Bry would have ran and jumped out of that wall and ran across the top and looked really cool. Nowadays, I'm like, if I lift my foot higher than my hip, I'm going to put my back out. Anyways, it wasn't a wall, it was sort of like a gully where I think water would flow through to help with the production of whatever it is they're making. I know, the quality of information that I give out here is just incredible. You've no idea how much willpower it took for me to not climb inside. And as you can see, I didn't, because I'm a big boy now, but what I did do, I got my phone out here and I took some photographs, and I thought, do you know what I need to do now? I need to get the drone out and get some decent aerial shots. So that's what I did. So now I'm back to the second day's lot of editing, hence the change. Up here, he's still got his full coat on. Let's just go a new one because he's got a very over enthusiastic hormones. But just down there is an old barn thing. Built on the side of that hill. Just watch the cars, right? Houses over there. They're lovely. Nestled in amongst the trees. Yeah, I think it's becoming quite apparent that I don't know what I'm talking about, and I just waffle on, and this is what I'm like inside my own head, man. That's a nice road. It's also a nice Tennettenbach. Anyone get that reference there? That's a nice Tennettenbach. If you do, as per usual, answer in the comments. Or White Hill. Fodding Hill! That's quite a posh one, really, isn't it? Hello, I'm from Fodding Hill. I wonder when you get to Far Hill, I wonder if you get closer. It's called changes to Close Hill, because then it's no longer Far Hill, it's just here Hill. But I got here two things. First of all, there's lots of bikes placed in bizarre places like that. That's to signify the Tour de Yorkshire thing that they do. Secondly, there's a lot of houses for sale around here, and I don't know why, because it's lovely. So this is Reef. It's a lovely place. I don't think it's got a petrol station, which is rather annoying, because fuel is what I need right now. Not a delicious tasty pie from the shop I just passed there, which would have been a good place to stop and get a pie. And that's the name of the place we're heading to. Reef. I knew I'd get there in the end. Literally. Really rare white rocks. Don't see many of them these days. I think they're from the Jurassic period. Oh, you bugger. Farmer on the road, followed by sheep on road, followed by Bry on road. Yeah. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you the little bonus place that I never knew was there, and also my additional pie recommendations, because I had a pie, because I also like to do pie reviews. So if you want to stick around to the end and watch that, I appreciate it. Just remember to like, subscribe and share. Goodbye. Yeah, so the Coalstone Cut. I knew the lime quarry thing was there, but I never knew that was there. And it was an absolute bonus when I looked across and I could see it. However, I did think I'm not walking up there, so it was just a case of me getting the drone out and flying across. Hence the fact it wasn't the greatest footage. However, after I finished that, I did head back into the little village of Pateley Bridge, or Patley Bridge, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Anyways, and I thought, oh, I'm going to stop and get myself a pie. Now, first of all, I went in here, and it was weird because I asked the woman if they sold pies, and she went, no, we don't sell pies, just cakes. And I says, well, are them scones, will they still be here in a couple of hours, or will they be scone? Yeah, quality crack that like Bry. I'm sure everyone's going to appreciate that joke. Anyways, I did walk further up the bank here, and on the right-hand side, I happened to spot a butcher. And everybody knows that butchers make delicious pies. And so I ventured up to the butcher's to buy a pie. I mean, as far as butcher's windows go, they don't get much better than that, do they? You cannot not walk past and buy a pie, for God's sake. So anyways, this young lady in the butcher's started talking to me, and I had to tell her I was married because you know how it goes. Anyways, she liked the camera on my chin mount on my helmet. Well, hey, and we had a discussion about it whilst buying the pie. So having been stood in the butcher's for about 10 minutes staring at pies, I couldn't wait to eat it. I was going to take it home and eat it, but I just couldn't wait that long. Yes, sorry about that. I'm such a child. It's a man thing, I think. But anyways, this is the pie review. It was a pork and apple pie. Out of 10, I'm going to give it 8. The pie was nice, the paste was nice. However, it was very thick and very dense. Sometimes I don't like to have to dislocate my jaw to be able to enable me to eat a pie, and that was the only problem I had with it. I'm not zippy. 10 out of 10 for those of you who remember who Zippy was. Meh.